What is that rattling?
I don't know.
I'm not doing anything.
Rattling.
Honestly, I'm not.
Surrounded by idiots.
Look at these amateurs. Amateurs.
No, it's like David Attenborough trying to record, apes, isn't it?
Well, you wouldn't let me buy any crisps, would you? Jesus.
Fantastic.
And here we have, on the left-hand side, the greater silverback gorilla. Unable to be silent, he makes a noise every where he goes.
I was clicking my pen back and forth like that.
Exactly.
He's going like this.
Right. Here we go. Come on!
Here's Jason Mohammad in that famous Cardiff City shirt. He'll be the one to take the free kick, stands over the ball, 25 yards out. Bellamy to his right, curls it. Oh my word, what a finish! A beauty from Mohammad. Keeper absolutely no chance.
So here we go at Craven Cottage, a cold and frosty New Year's Day, and it is Fulham who get us underway. And Hamill picks up the ball and shoots! What a goal! Past the Mansfield Town keeper Jason Trinder and into the top corner with only 7 seconds on the clock. Trinder was still waving to the fans. That has to be a record. Fulham lead 1-0.
Cardiff City on the attack down the right-hand side here in Indian Park, heading towards the Grange end. Talisman Phil Stant has the ball, looking for Robbie James, passes it back, finds Robbie James. Now Robbie James is looking for somebody. He crosses in, he finds somebody. It's Andy Gorman, bullet header, back of the net. Andy Gorman scores for Cardiff City in front of the Grange end, and they're bouncing around like Zebedee.
Hello and welcome to A Bit of Blue, the biggest and the best Euro 2020 podcast with me, Jason Trinder.
Me, Andy Gorman.
And me, Jason Mohammad. Yes, it is me. These two have told me this is the place to be during this tournament, so they've offered me a Euro 2020 Panini sticker album and a giant Toblerone for my football knowledge and expertise.
And do you know what, Jace? We're men of our word.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So...
No
Let me
way.
just get
A presentation
No
right at
way.
the start.
There's your panini sticker.
Oh,
Yeah,
my goodness
look
me.
at
This
that.
is
That's
amazing.
quality. Look at that. Taking you back
And
to
a couple
your
of free
young
stickers
days.
as well.
And so what we've got, and there's your Toblerone.
Oh, I said giant. You said giant
Yeah,
Toblerone.
we
That's a
do.
small
They
Toblerone.
don't do giant, so I've got you two.
Yeah.
I tell you what, lads,
There we
this
go,
is
see.
so good.
Brilliant.
Thank you, boys.
There we
This is
go,
absolutely
see.
amazing.
Full of surprises, me
I
and
tell you what,
JT.
I'm genuinely moved.
Excited about that.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow.
Well,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
our part of the contract.
Any free
sorted out.
stickers?
Yeah, there
Right.
we go. Brilliant. Any free stickers? There we go.
That's our... Don't fear not, Jason. Listen, you're not messing around with these types that you normally mess around with now. You're in with the professionals.
Well, I'm glad to be here, lads.
Exactly.
The only reason I'm here, actually, to be honest, is that you offered me the most cash.
Well, at the end of the day, if Sky don't do it, the BBC will. There you go.
So we've got one of these each. The old panini. For those of you that can't,
this
we
is
are
so
filming a little
good.
bit of that. We've got a panini sticker each, book each. Aren't we excited? Do you
One
remember
for
these?
Andy.
Well,
Yeah,
you give me another thing to rustle round.
Love
Yeah,
it.
something else to rustle round.
Oh, this
and
is
I've got one
amazing.
there.
And you got one as well?
And I've also got a multi-pack of stickers here,
Fantastic.
which we'll dish out at the end of the show. So there's a challenge here, straight off the bat.
Yeah.
Who can fill that first?
Oof.
Now,
Okay, I
There
like
we
a
go.
challenge,
All
boys.
right.
Well, it's not going to be Mr.
No.
Mohammed, is it? Because he wants them,
No, I
wants them
think-
free. The
no,
stickers.
Also, yeah, how
I've
much
only
is this
got-
going to cost me?
did you know you can do virtual ones?
This will be
now
my
as well?
fee
Yeah.
going on this.
But my money's on you because obviously you've got the kids who love that as well. So
Yeah,
you're
they
going to
will
be
love
sending
that.
the kids down the shop
Right,
every
yeah.
5 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely I
He's
will.
banned from every local shop in
Yeah,
Cardiff
he
anyway.
is. True, quite true. I've heard. I've read in the Echo.
Yeah,
He's
that's
going
right.
to be struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in court for that next week, actually.
Yeah, and what about you, Jace? Yeah, but haven't you got contacts? You've probably got contacts.
Oh,
Hey,
definitely.
me.
Yeah.
No,
Where
but
do these come from?
Yeah, no, just I wear glasses, so...
One of our sponsors prints the stickers.
Fantastic. It's amazing.
And just to let you know that Jason Mohammed's eaten one of the Toblerones already.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't believe it.
Yeah.
And it is actually inspired by Jason's comment last week, actually, with regards to my head being like a Toblerone when I scored my
that's
goal.
it.
So
That's quite right.
Yeah,
Quite true.
exactly.
And we both love Alan Partridge as well, don't
That's- we do
Well, the
indeed.
three of us love Alan
We do.
Partridge as well.
We
and
do
He's
indeed,
got a
that's
big
right.
story about Toblerone as well.
Yeah, which comes later on in the series. So aren't these fantastic though? I'm
Great,
excited
thank you
about
very much,
these.
lads. I'm genuinely moved. I did not know this was happening.
you're easily pleased, why aren't you?
Nor the podcast.
Just to tell all the listeners out there, these are actually free to pick up in your local newsagents.
You had to say that, didn't you? Come on, you was genuinely moved then.
No, but I thought I'd get away with it because I know how much he dislikes going in and meeting any of the public in communal shops.
Right, there we go.
Shops.
What
goes in shops?
Yeah, exactly.
What are shops?
What are shops?
So, yes, here we are. We are here, finally, after so much preparation.
Amazing, boys.
We've finally made it into the studio with a bit of blue. So thanks for everybody that's joined us. This is a preview show. It's called It's All Kicking Off in Europe because... Well, it is on lots of different levels.
It is.
So, but we've got so many people to thank. We've got obviously Andy here, Jason here. We've got cameraman Raf's in the studio.
Yes, Raf.
Cameraman Raf.
Yeah, making us all look skinny.
Yeah, he just took a picture of me side on. I'm not happy.
No, well, I wouldn't be either.
Raf, right? It won't last long if you're taking side on pictures.
He looks like Tony from Bullseye, like capital D.
So, yeah, lots of people to thank. And Greg, who's doing all the production over there.
Greg in Crank, legend.
Greg in Crank. And obviously, a huge thanks, and I mean huge thanks to our main sponsors, iStadia Solutions and Hawks Bespoke Outfitters. Alex, the legend James at iStadia Solutions. Fantastic that they've been able to support us. So... go and visit their website. We'll be doing some promos throughout the series. Mm-hmm. They've given us a digivan, which they put adverts around Cardiff for us. We did a little competition of that over the weekend. Very successful. If you want to put adverts out there, these guys, they do digital video and LED systems for venues, organisations and events all around the UK. So go and check them out at istadiasolutions.co.uk. And also, Russ at Hawks. For kitting us out in some proper clobber.
Yeah, have a look at our socials as well because Russ, he's a great guy. Is Russell Scott Lawson at Hawks, one of the best shops in Cardiff as well.
Absolutely
you look magnificent
amazing.
in your Andy. You look magnificent in your place.
Well, that was because for a guy who's obviously got a bit of cash because he didn't spend nothing on clothes, right? It was nice to see him in something tidy for a change. Do you know what I mean? Instead of, do you remember the guy at the fast show? Yeah. This week I shall be mostly eating cabbage. That's what he looks like.
We should say thank you as well to Chris Wise, Mark Webber and Will Perry for doing the commentary and our title music as well.
Absolutely fantastic. That was
wonderful.
You couldn't have asked for anything better than that.
Exactly.
That was fantastic.
Exactly.
So we hope you enjoyed the title music. That was put together especially by those guys. So big shout out to those guys.
Big shout. We actually thoroughly enjoyed the 7-second goal part of it with Jason Trinder.
You should just tell the listeners what that's all about.
Tell them that story.
They've just heard it, the commentary in the title, so you tell everyone the story behind that because we know. It's
a true story because obviously I obviously played football. I used to play for Mansfield Town back in the day as a goalkeeper, so hardest position on the pitch, and we were playing
he had to drop that in, didn't he?
Well, it is.
I'm surprised you can actually remember it was that long ago.
Fact. So we went away, sacrifices that you have to make as a footballer. We were away on New Year's Eve. In a hotel in London. We were playing Fulham the next day, freezing cold, and we got to Craven Cottage that day and it was freezing cold. The pitch was rock hard. Our gaffer Andy King said, no way is this being played, lads, it's going to be called off, don't worry. We were back on the coach, back in Mansfield within no time. Right, referee came out, was having none of it. He said, no, we're playing this game, don't worry, by 3 o'clock kick-off, sun's coming out, pitch will be right as rain. So anyway, we carried on as you do. Bit unprepared, so because we thought we'd be back on the coach within half an hour. Went out, kicked off, and literally Fulham kicked off, and Rory Hamill picked up the ball and just lamped it from about the halfway line within 7 seconds. And like the commentary said, I was still waving at the fans. And it went straight into the top corner. Hell of a strike, mind.
Hell of a strike. I would have thought so from halfway.
I mean,
exactly,
I don't think even if I was looking, I would have saved it.
And that's still a record.
And that was 7 seconds. And you can look online now. Fulham's fastest ever goal, 7 seconds. Hamill versus Mansfield Town.
Trinder.
New Year's Day, yeah. And I was
What an honour.
I was in goal.
I'm delighted to be here.
And me. That's right.
What an honour it was indeed.
That's just put a massive smile on my face
Well,
again.
do you know what? It's easy. It's easy to say, yeah, I scored against York in front of the Grange End, or I scored at the Cardiff City Stadium from a free kick when there was nobody watching. So,
hang on a second. There were 2,000 fans there.
There we go.
And Bella said to me, "Go on, Jason, it's your day. Hit it."
oh right, okay.
It's great, Bella.
Yeah, well, you know, we've all had trials.
Too many. Yeah.
So So, yeah.
GBH, AFH.
So I forgot where we were now.
Yeah.
We were talking about our unbelievable sponsors, and we've got lots more as well. So we'll be mentioning those later on in the show. But, give a big shout out to iStadia and Hawks, the guys. We've also got Kestrel Construction. Thanks very much. Giovanni's, QTS Industrial Supplies, and Zenith Print Group as well, who were giving me the Panini stickers, by the way.
Well, there's only one winner there.
The winning ones.
Let's face it.
But all those guys will be giving you lots of big up mentions throughout the podcast. So really appreciate you doing that. So yeah, here we are finally.
It's
Jace,
amazing.
how excited are we?
Oh, I'm so excited! And Euro 2020, boys, I can't believe it's here, and it's just going to be fantastic, isn't it?
It is. I have to say, it's something that's been needed now. Obviously, with COVID going on and football having stopped for quite a while. It's been difficult, and it's been difficult for the players. It's been difficult for the actual the viewers, supporters, to actually watch, because it's so weird just for Premier League games or many of other games that are being played there with no one in the crowds. But again, just to give us something through the summer now to get happy about and talk about and have some fun with, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, and we're going to be here, Jason.
And here we are to deliver that fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Straight into your ears.
Straight into it.
So yeah, it's obviously a brand new podcast. We started it off a few months ago, actually, with a bit of blue, discussing the Cardiff City games, and it's grown into this animal. So we're here. We'll be here every week. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Find us all over the place, but subscribe as well, and leave us a bit of a review. Let us know what you think. This is a review preview show of the Euros, so we're going to be doing 7 and more of these, more if you like it, across the tournament, and we'll be having plenty of laughs on the way. So don't forget to join us on the Twitter socials as well. We're
absolutely.
on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We're on it all. We're going to take over the world.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of blue.
You've covered it. And also, we want to hear from listeners' opinions as well, don't we?
Absolutely.
Not like some of those other podcasts where it's just about their boring football opinions. We actually want to get
we're not like them.
listeners' questions in, give you a shout out on this podcast as well.
Yes.
You ask it, we'll answer it.
I'm fed up of hearing from professionals like you two talking about stuff. I'd rather hear from real people.
No,
do you know what I
absolutely.
mean?
You're spot on. This is about the listeners, Jay. This is we
I've heard that before. It's about the listeners.
We want you to get in touch with us, so drop us a note on any of those socials, or even email us on info@abitofblue.co.uk. Give us your questions, or if you want a shout out, or if you've got any thoughts, then that's where to get in touch.
So tell us what's coming up on the show today then, Jay.
Well, we've got us three talking nonsense about the Euros and having a chat about who's going to win and who we think's going to do well. But we've also got Jermaine Beckford on the show, believe it or not.
What a guest.
Jermaine Beckford. I mean, you don't kick off a
In
podcast.
fairness, boys, when you offered me this massive amount of cash to come on your podcast and save it and rescue it,
Have you
right?
met that Toblerone,
the saviour of your podcast, right? You did say to me you're going to get some great guests on. And fair play, you've pulled out a cracking guest in Jermaine Beckford.
Well,
He's going to be brilliant.
You can't start off a Euro podcast or a football podcast with anybody bigger than Jermaine Beckford.
Exactly.
Surely.
Yeah, absolutely.
So-
one of the play for Jamaica.
One of the reggae boys.
Yeah,
There we
exactly.
go.
So
exactly.
we're
And he's a legend.
I mean, he's going to be joining us as well on the Zoom call. So we'll feed him some questions.
So not only when you talk about the Wales' chances, talk about England's chances, and we're going to talk about Scotland's chances. So and we're actually going to do a podcast after those teams have played their first games next week. So then any got any questions around the UK about any of those games, then let us know.
So why don't we do this first then? Let's do Scotland's chances.
Okay.
Right, okay, done. Right, let's do Wales. Let's do Wales' chances.
I don't know why. Anyone mentions Scotland, I think of deep fried Mars bars.
Thank you for all the Scotland listeners that have now tuned out.
Exactly.
We're only joking.
Yeah.
We love you. We will be talking Scotland as
We
well.
will
But
indeed.
I think the big thing, Andy and Jace, is Rob Page. He's got to play Kiefer Moore, surely.
Definitely, without a doubt. Again, I'm hoping, as we discussed offline, is the fact that he's given a bit of a rest, because he has played quite a few games this season. So I'm hoping from that he hasn't been played through the friendlies as much as we'd like to have seen him. But again, that's another story, isn't it? Whether they should be playing their best teams or their semi-best teams with creating continuity and what have you. But again, I'm sure we'll talk about that through.
I think we start with Kiefer Moore 100%. I'll be very surprised if he doesn't, because on the games that he has sort of featured, and especially the game against Albania the other night, when he came on, they were a different team.
Different team, yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, he's a focal point, isn't
Yeah.
he? And one of the reasons why he got his international debut was because we needed a striker. We've always played like this, haven't we? When
have.
you look back at John Toshak, Sparky Hughes, and John Hartson as well, we've played with a number 9 who can hold the ball up. It's kind of a Welsh tradition, isn't it?
Of course it is. Definitely. It is, without a doubt. It's...
Yeah, I mean, so I think Wales. It's funny because we put some polls up on our Twitter feed, and we asked you, the fans, about what you thought, how good Wales are doing. Surprisingly, I think it came back at about 49% that said that we won't make through the group stage.
Is that because of the friendlies, though? Is that because of recent results?
Well, maybe. I mean, because the last 2 games, I think we've drawn and we've lost.
It's a tough group, though.
So
it's a tough group.
It's a really tough group, and I do agree with you the fact that because of those 2 friendlies that are being played, haven't done particularly well, and I know it's the end of the season, but I think there's then uncertainty about Robert Page as the manager, and that's just a personal can't think of the word, personal. Opinion. Couldn't think of the word, but
so I told you I was here to rescue this situation. I've only going over 20 minutes.
That's a personal opinion, but again, because of that uncertainty, then the polls aren't.
And he hasn't had a drink.
Stack up, are they? I know. That's the problem.
He told you he'd lost his Oxford Dictionary before he came, didn't he? He said he was lost for words.
Oh, no. But it's a really interesting point, though, isn't it? Because as well, you're thinking to yourself, okay, well, are Wales going to do as well as they did in the semi-finals in Euro 2016? Very different side.
Yeah.
Very different kind of way they play as well.
Yeah, but I think they've still got that camaraderie. He's not the
Italian guy.
He's not the lad that plays up front for Italy. I think they've still got that team spirit there. The only difference being is something we spoke about earlier on, is that it's going to be a completely different Euros. This is. I mean, I don't agree with all this spreading it around the place.
You don't like that?
I don't like that.
One venue, so
that the fans could. This is a proper tournament. Then the fans could go. I know we've had COVID and things like that, so we're restricted on the fans. But one venue, the teams are there. They don't have to go travelling. The fans are up in the stands and everything like that. I mean, you've got a position now at the minute, and not just with Wales, where you're expecting fans to go from one country to another country. It's expensive as hell.
Yeah, exactly. And especially given the pandemic as well.
Yeah, it just takes out all the fun of a tournament.
Can I just say, though, there's one good thing about this, though, because if indeed it was one country, there's a very good chance that I'd have been pitch side and I wouldn't have been with you.
Every cloud.
So there you go.
I so wish it was in one place.
Well, just think you wouldn't have had that Toblerone.
Let me just count my cash. 1 second. Carry on.
So anyway,
that's done.
We've talked about Scotland. No, we haven't talked about Scotland.
We haven't. No.
Scotland.
No.
They
could do They could do a Wales 2016.
They
could do that.
There's always one team.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like there's always going to be one team. Let us know, you the listeners, who you think that's going to be. One of the big teams that's going to go out early doors.
Definitely. Well, you think about it, if we look at the fixtures that are coming up, England v Croatia on Sunday the 12th, and then the next game it's England and Scotland. So if England don't get off to a good start against Croatia, and Croatia are a decent team as well. They are a real decent team. And then the next game comes up, England-Scotland. We're talking about tournament here. It's not about playing a friendly or anything like that. This is England v Scotland on a Friday night at 8 o'clock. It's going to be intense.
And Scotland are going to want to get revenge back on the English, aren't they? Revenge.
Exactly.
Because remember the last time they played each other in the Euros? What happened then?
Yes, that was Gazza's goal.
It was Gazza's goal, wasn't it?
Yeah. Great goal.
Great goal.
Fantastic.
The dentist.
Can I just say as well why I want Scotland to do well as well? Because Marshy, I'm a Cardiff City fan, by the way. I don't know if you know.
No.
I support Cardiff City.
Wow.
And Marshy is still a City legend.
He is.
So I really want Scotland to do well because of Marshy, because look at what he did for us, back when he was playing for us.
Yeah, I mean, you've just obviously pointed out the fact that you're wearing that lime green Cardiff City shirt. Yeah. I thought it was Borat walked in when he first walked in one of those.
I left my Mancini at home. Yeah. I love this top. Don't you love the lime green City top? It's a good top, isn't it?
It is. It's very colourful. Be safe, be seen.
Jason, if you like it, that's all that matters. All right?
But, Scotland, they could do.
I want them to. I really want them to. And that's the game I'm looking forward to the most, is that England-Scotland game. Friday night, 8 o'clock. Get it on.
And Steve Clarke said he's got selection issues, which, you can't say that in the past about Scotland teams, have you?
No. Have you seen their squad? They've got 3 forwards. Scotland.
That's a weird one, isn't it?
I mean,
Yeah, but Jace, keep up, man. People aren't playing with forwards anymore. Playing with false nines.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Pep Guardiola in the corner there. Keep up, man. But
You're
yes,
too
you're
busy
right.
waving the crowd, aren't you?
Do you know what I mean?
1-0.
7 seconds away. That's what we should get.
Good song, that. Yeah.
We should get that. Yeah, we
should get
can't
that.
play that too.
There's an echo in here. I said that earlier.
Can't sing that for too long for copyright issues.
Oh, right, okay,
so yeah, and then
6.5 seconds away.
so then of course we come to our good friends, the England squad.
Yeah.
Who would?
I think they've got a chance.
Well,
You have to say, because...
You
look,
do.
Okay, Jason, I know you say that, you know, it's being played all around Europe, and you're absolutely right. But
Well, they're just
effectively...
playing- they're just
it's-
playing at Wembley.
Exactly. They're the hosts. And the hosts, you have to say, in any major finals, World Cup, Euros, the hosts have got a chance. And they've got a fantastic...
They have got a fantastic chance.
Southgate's got unbelievable selection headaches, hasn't
Yeah, he has.
he? I mean, look at that midfield.
Well, he's had selection headaches to actually pick the actual squad.
Yeah,
He's left
absolutely.
out players like Lingard, who he would have been a shoe-in for me straight away. With the
What about
on
that
form,
midfield, though?
On
Ant?
form.
What about that midfield? Because you've played midfield, haven't you, back in the day as well, right?
Yeah.
So with that midfield, who would you go with? Would you go with Grealish, Foden, and any of those other attacking players?
I would basically just play because he's included Jordan Henderson and
Jude
Jordan Henderson.
Bellingham.
But he's not fit, is he?
I know he's not
Bellingham.
fit, but what I'm saying is the fact that if you look at the squads,
Jude Bellingham.
Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, if
I
you
mean,
look at the
what
squads,
what a midfield.
I'd play Mason Mount, Declan Rice, Bellingham, and Phil Foden. Phil Foden is just fantastic, I think.
Not Grealish.
What a player! I don't know.
Or do you use your squad?
Yeah.
That's what you do, don't you? Sure.
Yeah, exactly. It's a difficult one because, again, as you said right from the start, he's got a little bit of a headache there, and I think he's obviously probably got an idea where he wants to
Yeah,
start
of
and
course.
who he wants to start, and he's looked at the likes of Croatia team and see how it'll fit around that, and Scotland as well.
Where there are concerns, if you're an England fan, has got to be defensively.
Yeah.
Because going forward, there's goals in that. I mean, Kane is probably one of the favourites to get the golden boot as well. I mean, he's lethal in front of goal as well. Fantastic striker.
I think so.
But defensively, if you're an England fan, you'd be a little bit worried, wouldn't you, boys?
Well, Harry Maguire's not fit either, is he? Or Toblerone Head.
And I would. I think they're going to miss Double A as well. Alexander Arnold, big loss.
Yeah, but what about Reece James? He is on fire
He
at the
was
moment. What a
fantastic.
Champions League
Champions
final
League
he had.
final, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about goalkeeper? Let's hand over to our goalkeeping expert,
Who?
Andy Gorman.
Yeah, thanks for that. I'd pick Jordan.
So, Jace, that's got to be a concern for Southgate as well.
Well, I'd pick Peter Shilton all day long. Is he in the squad? Hang on, let me have a look.
He should never be in the squad in the first place.
No, Henderson, Sam Johnson, Pickford. My gut feel think he's going to go with Pickford.
Pickford, yeah.
It's a big cut as well.
So, and you're going because he's got international experience, because he's got that
the experience.
I think so.
right?
major
And he's-
finals experience.
No, let's be fair. He's a great goalkeeper. He is a great goalkeeper.
Yeah.
You know,
He's made a couple of mistakes, hasn't he, when
But
the
having
season
said
started
that,
again. But
other goalkeepers have talked about, because I think Courtois once questioned his height, didn't he, Jace? But I mean, I know nothing about goalkeeping, so let's hand over to our goalkeeping pundit.
no, I mean it's not necessarily all of it, because if you're big, tall, lanky goalkeeper, it's going to take you longer to get down into the bottom right hand corner, isn't it?
is that why you get down so quickly?
That's mate. I used to,
He does, for a big guy, he gets down really quickly.
He does,
as well.
he does. I've seen him play in the charity matches.
Get his wallet out, takes 5 minutes.
Listen, when you were at my level, my standard, right? As long as you made sure that you knew what the whole 10 players in front of you were doing and what they were supposed to be doing, then your day would be easy. Because
I have to say, Anne, we played a charity match for Shows Racism the Red Card, right? And Jace pulled off one save. This guy hit this 25-yarder, and fair play to Trinder. I'm not just saying this. I'm not making this up either. Up he went. Top right, tipped it over the bar.
Was that at Tree Forest?
Yeah, Tree Forest, yeah.
I was
You
there.
played there,
I
yeah.
was
Do you remember
there.
that save
He
you
was
made?
waving the crowd.
Yeah. He did concede 5, but it was a good save.
do you know when people normally go around after a game asking you for your shirt? Well, mine got stolen that day.
Did it really?
Yeah, you got obviously that's successful, and that's when Gabs put an own goal past me.
That's right. Yeah.
Did it?
That was that family wanted to go camping.
Evening, Danny Gabidon, if you're listening. Yes, you did put their own goal past me. I don't know. That guy ever played for Wales? I don't know.
Who took that goalkeeping shirt, I wonder? Was it that guy? Was it Hamill?
I don't know. You left your trainers behind, didn't
I
you?
left my trainers. I left my trainers. Next thing, they were on Twitter.
I know, they
Andy
were.
Gorman was obsessed with those trainers
Well,
because
you-
I used to do boxing in them and used to say to Paul, my trainer, please, Paul, buy him some new trainers.
Yeah. They were still there 4 weeks later when you had to go pick them up.
I love those. Nike Air.
They were nice.
This podcast is not sponsored by Nike Air. Although, if they're interested...
Yet.
Paul.
Do the new pair of Jordans. Mind you got new Nikes on.
No, not
That's 3 times we said Nike.
Yeah, exactly. Nike.
Yeah, well, obviously, if there's any
like
potential
'em.
sponsors listening out there that want to get in early doors in what's going to be a global phenomenon.
Yeah.
So just bouncing back to the England, Scotland and Wales, I did a bit of research earlier.
Never did.
I did indeed.
What is going on
looking
here?
at the market value of the actual squads at this very moment in time, we've got Wales.
That's it. Sorry, can I just stop you there? That's the only thing he's done over the last 10 weeks is go around his mum house and print off some things from Google.
I have to say, I'm impressed with the stats sheet I got given as I handed into the studio today.
Well, there we go.
I walked in, I got handed a stats sheet.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I know.
I'm
What can
very
you do?
professional.
Jesus.
So what are you saying? The market value?
I'm just saying the market value of Wales at this very moment in time, based on today's value, which I think is wrong, actually, because it's got Bale down there as only worth about 16.5 million quid at the moment, individually, obviously. Wales at 159 million, Scotland at 242 million, and England at 1.15 billion.
242.8 million. What's that? Scotland?
Scotland.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And Wales 165.
Yeah, 165.
Crazy.
Scotland's market value is higher than Wales's.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
It is. Absolutely
amazing.
amazing.
But anyway, listen. So, guys, listen, there's always one team, one of the big boys, that goes out early doors. So I want from each of you, who's that going to be this time?
You've got to be looking in that France, Germany, Portugal, Hungary group, haven't you?
The group of death.
The group of death. But also, I can see Belgium and Denmark winning Group B as well. So I think Russia, if you can call them a big country, they are, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're a big footballing
They are.
superpower, aren't
Yeah,
they? You know,
huge.
they did well in the World Cup in 2018.
Is Russia a big country?
Well, it is a big country.
Let us know on the email or on the social. Or on the social.
It is a big country, but is it a big footballing superpower?
Just for clarification, for Jason's point of view, is Russia a big country?
I'm going to go with
sorry,
I'm
Jason,
going to go with Portugal.
You're going Portugal. I go Russia. Where are you going, Jace?
I'm going Portugal. I reckon Portugal.
You once said England. You bottled it. You said England earlier.
He has just bottled
You
that,
bottled
hasn't he?
that.
He has bottled
You've
it.
absolutely bottled that.
I did not
Yes,
say
you
England
did.
at all.
You said England.
I said it tongue in cheek.
What?
You didn't just touch cloth there. You touched sock.
No, boys. But I'm going for Portugal.
Okay.
England. Don't be so daft. Anyway, so again on the predictions, so we'll ask Jermaine the same question.
Yes.
When he comes on. But I want who's your winner going to be? So I want your winner, and I want your golden boot, the top goal scorer.
Go on, Andy, you go first.
France Mbappe.
France Mbappe. Make a note of that. Cameraman Raf.
That's solid.
Jason.
I'm going Italy to win it. Harry Kane golden boot.
Italy and Harry Kane golden boot.
Yeah.
Okay.
What, you
I'm
want
going to
for
go
Jess?
for Italy.
You haven't changed your mind?
No, I haven't changed my mind. I've
Sure?
always, Italy.
Okay.
But I'm going with one of their strikers, Immobile.
Zero Mobley.
Zero Mobley,
Yeah.
Or Insignia, Vauxhall.
Easy for you to say. By the way, you see my socks today? I got these from Sock Council. Really good.
Oh, there
Website.
you go. A plug for the Sock
Look at those.
Council.
I got my Italia socks
Oh,
on.
wow.
I didn't realise I had them on today. They're cool, aren't they?
No.
You don't-
Well, as you know, I don't wear socks, so.
Good.
Do you know, I really like watching Italy in major finals as well.
Yeah.
Always had a soft spot for Italy. But they haven't won the Euro since 1968.
Wow.
Rossi, remember Rossi?
Paolo Rossi, what a player.
Maldini.
Fantastic.
No longer with us, Paolo Rossi.
I was,
God bless him.
bless him, no. But I was always obsessed with Dino Zoff.
Yeah.
And I used to get those-
You're going to be, aren't you? Because you're a goalkeeper.
Dino's off, man.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So we picked our winners and we picked our golden boots and we picked the ones that with cameraman Raf. Come on, have a go. You're in here.
Come on, cameraman Raf.
Cameraman
Who are
Raf
you going for?
is going.
Who's going to win it,
Who's
Raf?
going to win it, Raf?
Oh, I don't know.
Put him
Come
on
on,
the spot there.
come on.
He
This
wasn't
is going to be great.
expecting that, was he?
Come up with a country. This is going to be
Just
fantastic.
a country.
Just tell us who's going to win it.
Here's the best one for you. I'm not into football, but let's go with England.
Oh, he's going with
Ah.
England. Okay.
Well, there we go. Well, at least he made his mind up and didn't wimp out of it.
Yeah,
like someone
exactly.
else
Well
did.
done,
Yeah,
Raf.
there we go.
For
Well, nice
sticking
one,
with
Raf.
it.
There you go.
Unlike some people around
Exactly,
here.
that's
He
right.
did say England are
Of
going
course
to go
he
out,
did.
didn't he?
Of course he did. And
Can't
then,
believe it. Then the mics went live.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Well,
I voiced my voice. I'm going like that all of a sudden.
He's got very defensive.
friend! Oh, football friend!
But the other thing as well, though, boys, as well, just to go back and sounding like, you know, the football strategist that I am, what I love about Mancini, the way he's playing as well, he plays with a 4-3-3.
Right.
So you could expect attacking football as well. You know, because I'm not being funny. I don't want any of this defensive nonsense during the Euros.
No,
you know what I mean?
No.
I want, attacking play. Mancini's won the Premier League as well, with Manchester City as well. So, maybe it's their year. Yeah,
maybe it's their year.
So, guys, right, we promised all the listeners as well, some extra special guests for this podcast. And boy, have we delivered. Have we delivered.
What a guest.
Wow.
Honestly, the guy we've got lined up for you now, it's none other than Leeds, Everton, Leicester, Huddersfield, Bolton, Preston, Jermaine Beckford!
Beckford!
Love it.
Beckford! Woo!
Hello guys, how are we?
He's even in on the Zoom call as well, so all our lucky YouTube subscribers are going to be able to...
He looks magnificent.
He looks magnificent, doesn't he?
He's a magnificent man.
Is that a rosé you've got in front of you there, Jermaine? Is that... No.
It's not. Do you know what? I'm working from my office today, which is outdoors in the garden, and I decided, you know what? Such a beautiful day deserves a cheeky glass of beer. So
yes,
cheers, fellas. Cheers.
So Jermaine, thanks for joining us. Mate.
That's all right.
I mean, it's just immense to have you on. So we obviously this is about the Euros. It's all kicking off at the weekend. Are you excited about it?
I'm very excited about it. Very excited. My missus, on the other hand, not so excited because she's already on my case about how many matches I'm allowed to watch a week.
Oh,
and little does she know, I've got TVs all over the place. I've got a TV in the stables as well. So I'm going to hide. I'm going to hide out.
Do you know what, Jermaine? I totally feel your pain now. I feel where you're coming from. But yeah, I mean, obviously, we're all excited about it. Have you got a winner? Have you got somebody that's catching your eye, a team there, Jermaine?
Do you know what? You'll be silly to rule out the usual suspects, the Frances, Spain don't look too bad. They're a little bit ropey every now and then. Germany were unbelievable the other night, 7-1 winners. You can't rule any of these guys out. I'm just hoping that England managed to break it through the group stages and get to at least the quarterfinals, and then we can see where we go from there. This is me saying this on your podcast, which I know is going down an absolute treat.
Well, you know what? Normally you know what they say when England fans after winning the Euros, you know what they're going to say, don't you? Turn that Xbox off.
But they've got a chance, though, England, haven't they, Jermaine?
Do you know what? I would say they've got an outside chance. Gareth Southgate obviously has to pick the right players, the players in form. Jesse Lingard being left out of the squad completely was an absolute shock to me, if I'm honest with you. What a player!
Right.
And he's in the form of his life as well. Unbelievably left him out.
I don't get that one. But the other thing I don't get, Jermaine, is the fact that you need some continuity in the players that get picked for each of the games. And the last couple of games he's played, the friendlies, he's basically picked players who are not even in the squad, and that's crazy.
It's bizarre,
crazy.
Isn't it? But I think it's because he felt a little bit sorry for leaving them out. It's like a sentimental thing. But for me, I don't care about that.
No.
If you're going into a major tournament, you put your best players in and get them warmed up, get them ready for playing with each other and understanding each other's game. Like scrap all that lovey-dovey stuff and sentimental nonsense. This is the real deal.
It is.
Absolutely. So, I mean, normally, Jermaine, there's a standard underperforming big team. We've seen Germany and France go out early stages.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pin you down now. There's always going to be one, Jermaine. Who's it going to be this year?
Do you know what? This will be tasty if it happened. I think it would be Portugal.
Yeah. Do you know what? I thought Portugal.
Did you really?
Yeah. There's always one, Jason.
Well, they're in the group of death, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
Portugal, Spain,
Exactly.
Germany, is it?
Yeah.
So one of them's going to go straight from the start, haven't they? So.
But don't
And
forget,
that's what
they're
I
the
think,
holders, though, boys, as well. And I know they shocked a lot of people last year as well.
Well, but didn't France were World Cup winners, weren't
France were World Cup. No, they weren't.
Yeah, World Cup winners. Yeah.
they? The World Cup winners have got knocked out of or was that Germany?
No, weren't they?
You can see we've done our research on this programme.
Hang on a second. Let me just get the years right.
Was it not
Let's just
Spain?
get the years right. Let's just get the years right.
It might have been Spain.
France made the final. I should know because I think I was there. France made the final.
That kind of gave it away a bit, yeah.
That's right. They lost 1-0. Eder scored that goal.
They did.
Because Portugal beat Wales in the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Because Ronaldo and Nani scored,
So that was 16, yeah.
So that was 16. Then France went on to win the World Cup then. and I was there again, in Russia.
Yes.
Hang on a minute, just picking up these things off the floor.
Yeah.
Did I mention I went to the World Cup?
Yeah.
Did I mention I went to the World Cup? Anyway.
Making me feel great here, Jace. Cheers, buddy.
But
Glad I took the time out.
that's the key thing, though. I mean, you look at all the teams, you've got to say, as Jermaine said, Germany, possible winners. Netherlands, possible winners. Italy,
man.
massive win. They could win this easily.
I'm going straight out there with Italy.
You're saying Italy?
I'm going straight out there with Italy. I was listening to, I can't remember who it was, but somebody going through their qualifying campaign, which I think they played 10-1-10. I think they only conceded 2 goals. I don't think they've lost since 2018.
Oh, my word.
Incredible.
Wow.
They've scored about 45 goals in the last 7 games. Don't hold me to this, but it's roughly about that, and only conceded 2. And they've got a fantastic side as well.
8th consecutive win without conceding a goal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
when do you lot play them?
Saturday,
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So I'm going out there straight early doors with Italy, I think.
Jermaine, what about Wales? Have they got a chance?
Do you know what? To get through the group, Italy, Switzerland, Turkey, I would say there's a chance. Obviously, Italy, as you mentioned the stats there a minute ago, are an unbelievable side at the moment currently. But, form going into a major tournament doesn't necessarily mean you're going to come away with the results that you're going to that you're expecting, that the fans are expecting. So there's going to be huge pressure on them to perform every single game. I would say, why not? Like I mentioned before, I think Wales have got a great squad. Tyler Roberts as well. He's obviously a Leeds boy. I can see him doing well.
That's his
Always
first
want the
Leeds
Leeds boys to
boys.
do well.
Expect more of these to come. Don't you worry about that.
Get used to it, Jace.
Working
Get
with
used to
Beckford.
it.
Here comes another Leeds reference.
But honestly, if you dissect the players that are in there, you've got Dan James as well, who I think will be an incredible impact sub, unbelievable pace. Just needs to work on the final ball in the final third. But you've got a lot of leaders in the team, a lot of players that play in the Premier League or top end of the Championship. So quality-wise, it's there. It's just a matter of making sure the off-field situations and scenarios haven't affected what's going on in terms of the preparation on-field. And it doesn't seem like it has at the moment currently. So, my money's on you boys making it through the group stages, and then we'll see who you come up against, and then we'll go from there.
There's one game that I can't wait for, and again, it's nothing to do with Wales, and I'm Welsh. It's the England-Scotland game, a week Friday.
Oh, that's going to be tasty, isn't it?
That's going to be tasty, and I can quite imagine that a lot of the authorities there are happy that the fans out there.
Well,
you're not wrong.
I was actually at the last England-Scotland Euro game. Can you remember that?
Was that when Gaza scored that goal?
Yes.
Were you there? Were you?
Oh, what a goal, by the way.
Wow.
Yeah, one of the best Euro goals of all time.
Yeah. One of the best European championships as well, wasn't it? Euro 96.
Yeah, brilliant.
When he's shown Lee Hendrie the door.
Yeah, it was
not
sensational.
Lee Hendrie.
Colin Hendrie.
Colin Hendrie.
Lee Hendrie.
Lee Hendrie. Showed him the door.
Smallest
He wasn't
centre-back
playing,
of
was
all
he?
time.
Hell of a minute on him.
I nearly said Stephen Hendrie.
Stephen Hendrie.
He was at the back of the queue.
Fantastic.
Right.
Exactly, I know. That's
Right, let's go to a break. I agree with you, Jermaine. I think Wales, particularly after what they showed in the last tournament, that camaraderie. Or is he the Italian forward?
Yeah.
I still can't get Stephen Hendrie out of my head.
Yeah,
Lee
exactly.
Hendrie.
Lee Hendrie.
Fancy game of snooker, huh?
Jermaine, just quickly, if I can just go back to Wales, right? As a striker, one of the things that's confusing Wales fans, right, is Rob Page is not playing Kiefer Moore. He's had a great season for Cardiff City, right? And as a striker, do you go along with this false nine thing? It just seems to be the tradition at the moment. Every manager is trying to do this thing. Would you say play with your out-and-out striker? You're a striker. You knew where the net was. You scored fantastic goals. It's like, what is it? Why can't we just go back to basics and play with a striker, play with a 9?
Do you know what? This is the biggest question mark for me over any manager. Pep Guardiola, one of the best managers in the world, plays a false 9 when he's got Gabriel Jesus and Aguero on the bench. Mm-hmm. I don't get it. I do not understand it. Like, me as a striker, as a centre forward, as a number 9, as an out-and-out goal scorer, if I'm left out on the bench, and without being disrespectful to my teammates, who obviously are very, very talented in their position, in their role, for whatever it is they're supposed to do, if he's playing in front of me, I am losing my mind. I'm trying to find a diplomatic way of approaching the manager and saying to him, listen, guys, please help me out. Help me understand what I could do better to be the number 9 in the team, because right. So the thing is, centre forwards take up positions in the middle of the goal, and read exactly where the ball's going to go. You gamble inside, in and around the 6-yard box, anywhere between the penalty spot and the 6-yard box. That's my home. That's where I love to live. That's where I'm anticipating the ball dropping. But when you're looking at midfield players, they're not doing that. They're holding out. They're pulling off towards the end of towards the edge of the 18-yard box, ready for the cutback. But if the ball gets flashed across the 6-yard box, everybody's going to be fuming because there's nobody attacking the ball. And that's the difference between having a false 9 and having an actual number 9. But if I was a manager, I would be super tempted to go back to the old school 4-4-2. Having the big man and the quick man up top, the strong guy and the geezer that's going to be quick.
And that's the way we've always played. When you look back at the history of Wales, whether it's been Toshak or Hartson, we play with the big man up front.
Yeah. But which way do you think he's going to go now? Because he hasn't played Kiefer Moore for a lot of the warm-up games. And we've got like the likes of Dan James and Tyler Roberts and Gareth Bale. So
I think it's a tough one as well because we've been able to watch Kiefer Moore for most of the season play in the Cardiff City games and do really, really well. Now, is Robert Page at those games? It hasn't been documented at all that he has been there, but we don't know. So, is he resting in now at the moment? Is he just?
Well, he says they've been working on things in training. But Jermaine, and you two boys know this, having played the game as well. Andy and Jace, you know this. Can you work on stuff in training, or would you be saying, no, hang on, the only way we can replicate what we're going to do in a championship is by playing the formation in a friendly, Jermaine?
Yeah, definitely. How are you going to improve? Like, these boys have only recently gotten together the last 10 days, 2 weeks or whatever it's been since they've been away on camp. So it's not like they've had 2 months to work on it over a pre-season time frame. Why leaving the players out that you're thinking about playing in the major tournament or playing a completely different formation to throw all the other managers off and teams off? I don't agree with it.
No, I don't either.
Listen, if they figure it out, they figure it out. But if you do your job good enough, then it shouldn't be a problem.
Well, look at what France did against Wales. They put out a really, really strong team. They only left out the couple of players who played in the Champions League final.
Yeah, good point.
They put a fantastic team out, and I think Wales did particularly well until the sending off, which is obviously controversial, whether you thought it was right or not. But they went out and just said, right.
Was it controversial? I'm only messing, guys. It was.
If you're Welsh, yes. Then if you're English, no. But that's the point we're trying to make. It's very much the same as what England did. Yeah. The England manager Gareth Southgate actually put in players there who were not even in the squad. Now, how would you build continuity? And I think that's coming back to your point, Jay. Is the fact that you can do as much as you can in training, but it's not the same unless you've got that match intensity. That sort of situation, sharpness. That's the word I'm looking for. Thanks.
Talking of controversy, we've got 2 English Premier League referees going over to the tournament in Anthony Taylor and Michael Oliver. What's your views on them, Jermaine?
I like them. No, do you know what? They do the very best with what they have at the time. Michael Oliver, I know him as well. He's a lovely guy and a great referee. Sometimes the occasion does get to not just Michael Oliver, but like lots of different referees struggle in certain atmospheres. And don't forget, this is a big opportunity for those guys as well. Yep. It's a massive opportunity for the football players, for the managers, for the coaches, for the physios, for the fans. But referees as well. The referees get so much pressure put on them to make the right call, the right decision every single time, and inevitably they're going to get 1 or 2 wrong. So
they've got our friend VAR as well, which is only going to be used for clear and obvious.
That's great fun. That is,
yeah. Well, the amount of time that Jermaine and I have sat in a studio and talked about VAR, it's weird and it's unhealthy, isn't it?
Well, Jermaine was so stressed out about it, he said VAR and took a drink.
Honestly, Jason and I have had so many conversations with so many silly calls to do with VAR, handballs that never were, offsides that never were, free kicks.
UEFA have promised that VAR during this tournament is only going to be the power is going to be with the referee. They're only going to get involved if there's a clear and obvious mistake. Now, are we talking then, there's some of the mistakes that we've seen with VAR during the Premier League and the Championship. Are we going to see those the little handballs and what the ball that ricochets up off the knee and glances the hand and a striker sticks it in, but it's ruled off because it's. Are we going to see that silliness during the Euros? I hope not.
I hope not. Honestly, that's one of the reasons they brought it in the first place, isn't it? To get rid of the clear and obvious mistakes that have been made, the handball shouts. But we've seen it throughout the course of this season, and it's very frustrating because some of the decisions that have been given, clearly, having played the game and watched the game as a fan for many, many years, they've never been handballs or offsides or penalties. It's bizarre. So I just hope the referees, not only the English referees travelling over, but all the other guys as well, really take to it. There's been one or two games in the Champions League over during the last couple of weeks where the referees have seen something happen. VAR's said it's checking. Referees gone over to check the monitor and said absolutely no chance. Carry on, play on with the game. You have to take your hat off to those referees because
they've got to be strong, haven't they?
Yeah, most of the time when you see referees pull over to the screen, they end up giving it because they think, oh, hold on, they must have seen something I haven't. I don't want to let those guys down. Yeah. I hate that. I hate that. I want every referee to just be their own person, read their own mind, just say what's in their mind. And if they think it's a penalty or a free kick or something's happened, then call it. If they don't, then let it slide.
Yeah. And of course, they're not going to have the intensity, I would imagine, of a full stadium there as well.
Yeah. But I guarantee, I make a prediction here, boys, right? On this podcast, we will have one major VAR controversy that we'll discuss on this podcast.
There'll be more than one.
I think there'll be more than one.
Like a major. Yeah. I'm talking about like a major controversy.
I hope so, because we need some titles for episode 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6.
We need something to talk about.
Exactly.
But Jermaine, listen, it's such a pleasure having you on here. Let's talk a little bit about your career. I'd like to do that. Because you played at international level. You went on down the old Reggae Boys routes, didn't you? Got a goal,
I think, did indeed.
In a World Cup qualifier, if I'm not mistaken.
You're correct. Against the USA.
Great knowledge, Trinder.
Against the USA. And I'll tell you what, this is going to impress the lads, Jermaine. Who was playing? Who was sub for the USA on that day? A guy you know well.
Donald Trump.
Who was sub?
He came on a sub after because Jermaine came on a sub in the 70th minute. Yeah. Got the equaliser.
Of course he does. That's what he does. That's what Beckford does. He comes on, scores.
Were you there, Jason?
And then some American went and
it's amazing. I tell you what, Google is amazing.
Yeah, I know.
That laptop,
exactly.
that massive laptop he's got on his lap.
Yeah.
You can see, Jermaine, if you can see it here, I've not got a laptop. His butt is full of I just do something which he doesn't do during shows, which is rehearse or research. But yeah, you scored the equaliser, didn't you, in that goal? I think you went on to, there was the last minute winner as well, wasn't there? 92nd minute in that game.
Jace, we're running out of time. What's the question?
One of my pals. One of my pals was in goal. Tim Howard was in goal
Tim
as
Howard.
well.
So is that who you were talking about?
No.
Someone we know very well.
Yeah, he used to play for Cardiff, came on as sub for the USA.
Not Eddie Johnson.
Eddie
Johnson. Legend.
Oh, wow.
Really? Fantastic. Great knowledge.
In all of his career at Cardiff City, Eddie Johnson played about 47 minutes in total.
Didn't he score one game? He scored one
but it was an absolute legend. Yeah. He used to come on. He used to come on and get not shouted at, but had a chance about everything about his life and all sorts. It was crazy. but fantastic guy.
Well, what was that like, Jermaine? Obviously, that was over in... that would have been fantastic, innit? You go and play for Jamaica out in Kingston, 15,000 people. I bet you had a party after that game, didn't you? Come on, Jermaine, you can tell us.
50,000. Yeah, honestly, it was phenomenal.
That's what.
Do you know what? One of the main reasons I went out there was because every single friendly was in the Caribbean.
Yeah, you know? I love the honesty.
There's a thought process.
That's brilliant.
Yes, Jermaine.
That's what I was
absolutely phenomenal. Amazing. Honestly, what a place. I got to visit, obviously Jamaica, Honduras, Panama, Costa Rica, Mexico, USA, Florida. Oh my gosh. Honestly, guys, it was absolutely, fantastic. It was a nightmare. It was horrible.
It was. I bet you
weather was shocking.
I bet you after those games, it's, do you know when normally you go into the players' lounge and things like that and come on, let's go into Town Boys or whatever. These lot are going down to Reggae Beach.
Amazing. Wow.
With a couple of mojitos and exactly. Horrible, mate. Coconut in the shell. And pop a straw in it. There you are.
And that was the time the Reggae Boys were quite popular punching up, weren't they?
Absolutely. You had a good team as well, didn't you, Jay?
we had a great team. You know what? We had a lot of UK based players as well. I think there were about 10 or 11 of us that met up down in Gatwick Airport and flew over to Jamaica to Kingston together.
Wow.
You know, Wes Morgan, Gareth McCleary, Joby McAnuff, Lloyd Doyley, Chris Humphrey. There were so many players from the Premier League, Championship, and League One. It was just brilliant. It was an incredible experience.
Jermaine, can I ask you a question? Going back into your league by the time at Everton, and a couple of my friends who are Everton fans have asked me to ask you about Big Dunk and about what he was like.
Oh, what a ledge! What a ledge!
Have you got any stories?
Not to do with football. I came home one day. So I came home one day and we hire out the house for photo shoots and video shoots with a couple of companies. And I came home one day and they're interviewing this guy and I can hear this broad Scottish accent. I'm like, who the hell is this in my house? I'm thinking my missus is she's causing carnage in my house. I'm like, no. I'm walking in, fists ready to go at somebody. And I open the front room door and I see Big Dunk sitting on my sofa, just having a laugh and a joke. And I'm like, oh yeah, mate, you're right. And he looked at me and like, Bix. And then that was it. He walked. I was like, this is bizarre.
What actually was he doing there? The plumbing, or was he doing like some wallpapering for you?
No, do you know what? He was being interviewed for Wayne Rooney's one of Wayne Rooney's documentaries.
Okay.
But when I was playing for Everton, he was still quite new in the coaching realms. Okay. So he was popping up every now and then and taking notes on what David Moyes was and Steve Round were doing in terms of the training with the forward players, especially with the forward players. And I had a couple of chats with him about how I could improve my game. And he basically said, yeah, no, there's no hope. There's no hope on you, mate. Good luck. And he kind of walked off. That was it.
Oh, right, okay.
He kind of just left me to my own devices. Good luck, pal.
What a player, though.
Right.
What an attitude as well.
God.
Yeah,
mate,
fantastic.
Absolute animal, mate.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
yeah.
What a guy. And like his aura, his energy, whenever he's walking around the place, he just demands respect without actually opening his mouth or saying anything. He's genuinely a phenomenal human being. Phenomenal.
There's in my shortened career playing at Cardiff City, you're always in that thinking of that realms of. I used to be a centre half, a right back, and players. There was at the time. It was a long time ago, long before you started playing. But there was always players who you'd think, they'd be so difficult. One of them's Drogba. Drogba would be so difficult to play, and yourself as well, and Duncan Ferguson. You can imagine his elbows everywhere.
That.
Back in the day, we could get away with those things as well.
Honestly, do you know what? When I first started playing, so I managed to play right the way through the transition of being the dirtiest players, the dirtiest defenders, and getting away with absolute murder to the new school where you literally can't push somebody in the shoulder without the referee blowing a free kick. And my favourite time was playing right at the beginning because I learned from some of the best players, like horrible players, Sean Gregan, Paul Butlers, those sort of guys, Gary Kelly's. And they used to show me all the little tricks. They used to do them all to me in training. Mm-hmm. So my very first training session when I was at Leeds, I fancy myself a little bit because I'm young, I'm hungry, I'm fresh, I'm just so enthusiastic with everything. So the ball came up to me and straight away I took a touch, bang! I got punched right in the kidneys. And I was like, oh my God, it's a foul! And everybody started laughing and running off. And I thought, what the hell have I signed up to here? And then Sean Gregan said to me afterwards, he said, listen, 2 things. 1, don't moan like a little bitch. And 2, do that to the defenders when they're up against you because referees don't see it if you do it early. Yeah. If you catch them just like 10 yards before the ball gets to you, they're going to retaliate, and their retaliation, the referee's going to see because by that time you're going to have taken a touch with the ball and then bang, they're going to come through the back of you and win as a free kick up the field. So I thought, okay, cool. So I started using that against all the defenders I came up against. And it was an absolute godsend of like that knowledge, that little bit of information was absolutely, it was priceless, guys. Priceless.
Story.
It is.
Amazing.
No wonder I got sent off so much being a defender.
Yeah, ditto as a forward.
Brilliant.
Do you know what? There was one instance where I was playing for Leeds and we came up against Millwall at Ellen Road, and we'd won a corner. I won a corner and jogged back into the penalty box. I was standing in the 6-yard box, and David Ford, the goalkeeper, and he's a lovely guy as well.
Oh yeah, he played for us as well, didn't he?
Yeah, lovely guy. he was screaming at his defender. I can't remember who it was at the time. It might have been Robinson. I'm not sure. Morrison even. Screaming at him, get him away from me, get him away from me. And I was like, oh, this is good, yeah. Morrison, get out of my way, mate. Gave him a little nudge. And then all of a sudden, Fordy just crunched. He came down on my toes, just stamped on my toes. And my initial reaction was literally just to lift my arm up as a retaliation. I didn't mean to elbow him in the face, but I caught him flush on the jaw. I know.
I'm not buying any of that, Jermaine. I mean, as an ex-goalkeeper, I'm not buying any of that. I remember
I didn't mean to elbow him in the face.
I didn't see him.
Centre forwards like Jermaine there, I always remember, I had such an illustrious career as you, but I remember playing against Cyril Regis, right? And all throughout the game, because my nickname playing for Mansfield was Tommy, because Tommy Trinder and everything like that, but he was old enough to know that. But all throughout the game, whenever they had a corner or a set piece, it was like, Tommy. And I'd just look up, I thought it was one of our defenders or something like that, telling me I'm out of position, which is what normally happens.
It was Big Cyril.
Yeah, it's Cyril Regis. So I looked at him and he'd go, Tommy, my elbow's going to be in your face in a minute. Or my knee's going to be in your stomach right now.
And was it?
All the time, when the corner comes in, you've got one eye on Big Cyril Regis. It was a unit, by the way.
Yeah.
And it used to sort of intimidate you, because I'd be looking at where Cyril Regis was, and obviously looking at trying.
And he knows what he's doing as a seasoned pro, doesn't he?
And you'll see, you'll see in that clip when we lost 4-3.
Yeah.
The last goal which Cyril Regis puts in, it absolutely clatters me.
Really?
It's a foul all day long. Right? All day long.
Strikers Union. I don't think he touches you. I don't think he touches you.
You should be stronger, Jace. You should be stronger,
Exactly.
son. Before he goes, boys, I've heard this story 150 times, right? But you've got to get Jermaine to tell you a story about scoring that goal for Leeds at Old Trafford.
Yes.
In the Cup.
Brilliant.
Go on, Jermaine. I'll just leave the studio. I've heard this 151 times. So you carry on. Tell the boys what that's like.
Lovely. It was lovely, honestly. I felt like Old Trafford was Ellen Road, the roar that came out of the stadium when the ball hit the back of the net. But do you know what? When Johnny Howson hit a big diagonal to me, I was stuck in two minds. I wasn't sure whether to bring it down on my knee or let it run across my body. And I kind of opened up my body to kind of let it come across me. And it was a terrible touch. Not gonna lie to you guys, a terrible touch. But knowing that I've always had the pace, and I was up against one of my pals, Wes Brown, as well. And as soon as the ball went across my body, I saw the whites in his eyes light up, and I thought, yeah, go on then. We'll have a foot race. We'll see if you've got the pace on me. He didn't have it, fellas.
Fantastic.
He didn't have it. It was unfortunate.
What a
for him.
goal as well. In the Cup as well. Third round, Old
just
Trafford.
Managed to cut it underneath him.
Man United,
I think that was the first time they've ever been knocked out by a team that's a league or two leagues below.
Yeah.
Brother-in-law's leaving to say
All right,
goodbye.
brother-in-law.
Right, mate, yeah.
We won't keep you much longer, Jermaine.
No. You're on the AirPods. You can't hear you, Jace. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
There's not
Lee Hendrie there.
There's not many players out there who can actually say that they've scored a goal at Old Trafford to win the game.
Absolutely.
There's not, is there?
I know. Oh, there's only a few of us, lads. Only a few of us.
Hey!
Brilliant. Cool.
I'm only messing with you. But it was honestly, when the ball went in, it was just a beautiful feeling. And hearing all the fans, there were like 9,000 fans in the far end of the Stretford end, just going absolutely bonkers. It was lovely. It was absolutely amazing, man. And my dad used to be a massive Man United fan as well, so that didn't hurt either.
Yeah, there we go. Lovely.
Yes, wicked.
Can I just ask you one more question, Jermaine? I'm just going to put you on the spot here. All right, get your brain in work in action here. Is the fact that you've got, correct me if I'm wrong, 449 appearances?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
Then. Yeah.
191 goals.
It's been on Wikipedia, that's why.
Is that all?
Oh, yeah. So
I'm only messing.
So basically,
do you know what?
It was
unbelievable.
So what's that on a goals to games ratio? You got 30 seconds. Go.
Just under 1 in 3.
Wow,
have some of that.
Fantastic! Look at that.
Wow, we'll be
He
taking.
didn't even flinch.
I know.
He did not even flinch.
Well, that's brilliant. So,
No, it was managed to live the dream, fellas, and you know what? Every day I was a professional football player. I absolutely adored it and cherished it. You know, it's one of those things that I dreamt of since I was a little boy, and being able to growing up on a council estate in West London, Gurnell Grove, to be able to play League One, Championship, Premier League, international football, and score at every level as well. And play in some phenomenal stadiums was an absolute dream come true. So there's not a day goes by that I don't appreciate what I've been able to achieve. So it's incredible, guys.
You've had an amazing career.
It's what people look up
and
to.
now he's going to have
he's a great pundit.
Another amazing career in TV.
Exactly. He's a brilliant pundit as well. What about these two clowns? They think they've got a future in punditry. What do you think, Jermaine?
Yeah, I think we could work with them, Jace. I think we could work with them.
Yeah, we could. They're good boys. They're good boys. That's why I'm here.
There you go. Fair play. Well, to be fair, Jermaine, one of us is very good looking. The other one looks like the love child of Hale and Pace. So.
Jermaine,
oh my God!
Honest to God.
Sorry.
So Jermaine,
He's lost for words. Jason's looking at his script. He's looking down his script as if to say, "What do I say in response to that?"
I'm just wondering whether Jermaine even knows who Hale and Pace is, because he's that old.
No, but
right, he's still watching the two Ronnies.
Who, me?
Yeah, hang on. I'm just being told Lee Hendrie's on line 2.
Brilliant.
So,
wicked, Jermaine. Fantastic.
Jermaine, listen, it's been a pleasure, obviously.
Legend.
We'd love to have you back some other time when you've got when you're in the garden again and you're doing your horticultural stuff. Some nice plants in the background there. I'm not too sure what type of plants they are.
Looking good.
But yeah, so...
Well, I've got the vegetable patch there.
Nice. Very nice.
Look at that.
So,
Look at this.
Yeah, I'm okay.
He's going to have his own cookery programme soon, isn't he? He's a bit like...
Exactly.
Hey.
Good idea, that.
But, so, before you go, Jermaine, we're going to do this with every guest that we have on. Who's your winner for the Euros? Come on, one team.
Oh, no. I'm going to say Germany.
Germany. Write that down, Jermaine.
Okay.
Germany. And who's your golden boot going to?
Timo Werner.
Hey!
I'm joking.
Fantastic.
Let's say, I don't actually know. Hello, mate.
Yeah,
all right.
hello.
This is Ren.
Hello.
This is my little boy.
God, he didn't take after his dad, does he? Get your eyes on that.
What's his name, Jay?
His name's Ren.
Hello, Ren. How are you?
He's 7.5.
He can't hear us.
Are you all right, mate?
Good.
Yeah, he's all right. He's happy.
So we go with Timo Werner.
You going with Timo Werner?
No, I'll go with
Harry Kane, surely.
Nah.
Oh, wow.
Nah.
Who's the Italian
I reckon
lad?
Kylian Mbappe.
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 Oh, good shout. Good shout.
Yeah.
Good shout.
Yeah.
Very good shout. Thanks, Jermaine.
He's got a chance, hasn't he?
He's got a very good chance indeed.
Jermaine, it's been great having you on. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh,
You're looking magnificent and you've been absolutely brilliant for the first podcast. And thank you so much for joining us.
Absolute legend.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
Legend.
Enjoy the rest. Enjoy the rest.
We're so looking forward to this Euro tournament and bringing you these podcasts over the next couple of weeks. So just once again, just get in touch with us by the socials, ask us a question, subscribe to the website and to Spotify and to Apple.
And leave a nice
Google.
review. A nice review.
Leave a nice review. We're so excited about
Don't
this.
change your mind after a couple of seconds.
You know what? It's really easy. You know, on the podcasts, it's really easy to just click the 5th star.
Yeah.
You know, on the podcasts, all you have to do is click the 5th star and you get a 5-star rating.
Yeah.
And that's how we shoot up
And
the
if you do
iTunes
give us
charts.
a 5-star rating, Jason will give you a segment of his Toblerone.
Yeah.
Toblerone, yeah, I've got a Toblerone, yeah. I've got
There
two.
you go.
Got two, because you idiots couldn't find me a giant Toblerone.
Always troubled me that, the 5th star with a 5-star rating. Weird.
Why?
Don't know. Just tapping the 5th star. 5-star rating. Yeah, 5.
There you go.
5.
Yeah, 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. So we're looking forward to everything Euros, and we've had some great ones, haven't we, over the years? So it's going to be exciting again. You know, the Greece, the Denmark stuff.
Oh, remember that?
The
92?
Panenka. Do you know where Panenka came from?
It came from the Euros, didn't it?
Yeah, the Czech Republic striker, Panenka.
Yeah.
It was a penalty shootout against Germany.
You went all West countries then? With a penalty shootout?
Penalty shootout against Germany. Right, and he dinked it. It was a sudden death. He dinked it over Panenka, and that's where Panenka come from.
Amazing.
You didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Okay, and obviously, we'll look forward to the England penalties again, won't we?
Yeah.
Because they're inevitable.
Definitely.
And love all that. Gazza's magic in '96. Van Basten's screamer against Russia. Remember
What a goal that was.
Do we think he meant that?
Van Basten.
He definitely did mean that. And obviously, the amazing time we had in 2016 with the Wales
absolutely.
fans as well.
Yeah.
So
when I was working with Ruud Gullit, I asked him about Van Basten.
hang on a minute, I've just dropped another name. Hang on a second.
When I worked with Ruud at the FA Cup final, I said to Ruud, Van Basten, did he mean that? Yeah, of course he did.
Oh, yeah?
100%.
Wow.
Absolutely, yeah.
100%. So
He was from the West Country as well, was he?
Do you want any other celebrity stories?
no,
yeah?
no, we don't now. It's time to go home, Jace. Some of us have got important things to do. We'll save it for the next one. Tune in next time because Jason's got a fantastic story about
whoever you want. You just name them.
What you wanted to say just then. The story about
Ruud
Gullit. Yeah. So listen to the next episode, subscribe, and you'll get to hear all the good Ruud Gullit stuff Jason's got in his locker.
Brilliant.
Right. By the way, lads, we should say a big thank you to Kestrel Construction and Kez. Thanks for sponsoring the podcast. Giovanni at Giovanni's Group as well. Legend. Andy at QTS Industrial Supplies and Hugh at Zenith Print Group. All fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, but listen, again, don't forget, join us, www.abitablu.co.uk on all the socials. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll be back next week with episode 1.
Great job, guys. Great job. Woo! Thanks for listening, guys.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Click subscribe.
Yep.